So let's go ahead and just get rid of that. So we want to say source underscore mime, and we want this to equal obviously source, source, and then that's mime. So we're accessing that part of the array. So if we go ahead and echo source mime, you'll see that that sort of just displays the type here, so image/JPG. If we upload another image type, it'll obviously be different. If we uploaded a PNG, for example, it would be image/PNG. If we uploaded a GIF, it would be images or image/GIF. So now that we've done that and we've successfully taken the type of the image, we need to determine which function to do or call. Now there are three different types of functions, and the first one is image create from PNG. Then we've got image create from JPEG, then we've got image create from GIF. So we need to determine which function to use in order to create this overall watermarked image. So I'm going to create an if statement, and we're going to be expanding on this. We're going to be using an if statement. So we want to say, first of all, if source underscore mime, which remember we have already echoed out, so we have seen that. If that equals image /PNG, then we want to create a variable which is going to hold this image that we're loading in, and we want to use the image create from PNG function, and then we can obviously load in the file here, which is the temporary file or the file that we're loading in using this. Then we obviously have an else if, and we want to just literally copy this down, but for each mime type will be a different GD function. So we can again say source underscore mime. If this equals image /JPEG, remember it's not JPG, it's JPEG in this case. We want to go ahead and we can just copy this down here. It just makes our life a lot easier. And that's image from JPEG, remember. And then again we can do exactly the same thing, and this is the last one to deal with the GIF image. So we can say source underscore mime equals image /GIF. So if the image is a GIF image from the mime type, then we just go ahead and we say create image from GIF. So it's a bit of a pain really, because the image create from function set are all separate, so obviously it would be more convenient if we could just automatically determine the type, but unfortunately we need to do this ourselves and use the appropriate function. So now that we've done that, what we want to do is we want to use the image copy function to actually place the watermark on the image. So let's go ahead and use image copy. Now what this is going to do is it's essentially going to take our original image, which is this image here that we've created depending on the type that's been uploaded, and then we want to place a watermark onto that, and we can specify where we want the watermark to be placed. So we can place it at the very top left, or we can place it in the middle or at the bottom. For the sake of keeping the tutorial short, I'm going to load it at the very top left. If you were to load it at the bottom right, you would have to determine first of all the size of the image, which you already know from this here, and then make the appropriate calculations. So for example, if you wanted the watermark placed in the middle of the image, you would take the information from this source variable here using getImageSize, and you could say use the width of it, you could half, and then the height of it you could half as well. There's all different ways that you can do it, and obviously you need to be quite precise, but for now we're just going to be placing this at the top left hand corner. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start to write out the parameters in here. We've got quite a few parameters to write in, but the first one is the image that we're dealing with, the image that we want to place the watermark onto. So that's just image from here, where we created our image from the specific type. What we then need to do is or tell this function the image that we want to place on top of it, and that's going to be watermark. The next couple of parameters are the sort of position of the watermark that where we want to place it. So I'm going to be placing this 10 pixels from the I think it's top and then left, but I might be wrong. So 10 from the top and 10 from the left. Then we want to determine where we want our overall image to start. In this case we're just going to be using 0, 0 because we don't want to shift the image from the left or from the top. So we're going to be using 0, 0. And then what we want to do is determine the size of the watermark. So we can do this extremely easily. We've already created this image up here from PNG, and we've got this variable watermark. But what we can do is we can use the image sx function, or the images x function, and just pop in watermark there. And then we can use the images y function to also determine the size of the watermarked image. So that will just place that at the correct size. What we then want to go ahead and do is use image PNG to actually go ahead and save this file out. So image PNG, and we're taking the image that we've created, which remember is image, and then we want to place it in a particular destination, and this destination is fed in through this function, so we can just use destination. So now that we've done that, this should be working. We'll obviously check for errors in just a moment, but let's return to index.php and start to work out where we're going to place this image. So we first of all, into the watermark image function, fed in the temporary location. So that's just here, this file here. And then what we need to do here is specify a destination. Now obviously this is images / uploads / and we need to concatenate onto the end of this last parameter a file name. So what I'm going to be doing is generating a file name. We're going to go ahead and just say file _ name, and this is sort of overwriting this here because we don't really need this file name anymore, so better not to create another variable. We're going to sort of rewrite over the existing, and what we're going to do is we're going to be creating an MD5 hash of the current time. So we'll literally just say micro time true, and then we obviously want to append on the file extension, and we're always going to be saving this image as a PNG, so we can just choose .png. Let's just bring this down so it's a bit easier to see. So we've created or generated a file name, which is an MD5 hash of the current time in seconds, and then PNG is obviously our file extension. So all we need to do now is just append that onto the end of there, so file _ name. Okay, so now that we've done that, essentially as long as our function is written properly, this is going to copy this file here that we've uploaded to this location, but it's also obviously going to perform the actions to watermark it as well from this watermark image. So let's go ahead and test this out, but first of all, let's test it out first and then we'll add the link in. So let's refresh and choose a file. That's going to be spellchecker.jpg. Let's click watermark and we've got no errors, so that's okay. Let's go into our images folder and our uploads folder, and you can see that we've got an image here. Let's double click on that, and you can see that it's successfully watermarked. 10 pixels from the top and 10 pixels from the left. This has been placed, this watermark's been placed. So if you did want to say display the image out to the user, or a link to the link to this, it would be extremely simple. It sort of goes without saying really. You just echo out, or sort of define somewhere on your page a link. In this case I'm just doing it inside of the code up here, but you can obviously do it down here somewhere if you wanted to. What we're going to do is the location to this, I'm just going to say click here to view watermarked image, and inside here we'll just link to this, so images / uploads / and then we just need to sort of concatenate or append on the file name, so that's file _ name. So let's go ahead and watermark that once more. Let's choose file, choose this spellchecker.jpg, click on watermark, and it says click here to view watermarked image. When we click on that, we are displayed with the image with the watermark in place. So not only has this watermarked image watermarked this image, but we've also eliminated the need for the move uploaded file function in PHP, because the image PNG function, this additional destination parameter, has saved the file for us. The image PNG function can be used alone with just the image that you want to display, but you'd have to go and change header information, and this isn't really what we want to do. So we've included the destination to save this image out. So like I said, you can use this watermark image function and this allowed image function anywhere on your page, or anywhere on your site. You just need to go ahead and require this in, and you can basically use this in any form to just call the watermark image function to upload a specific file to a specific location and watermark it as well. So that's basically done for watermarking an image. We've successfully created this functionality. and we've included it so it can sort of be used anywhere on a site, so it's perfect really.